My name is Brett Banakis. I'm the scenic designer for As You Like It at Two River Theater Company. When I start working on a play, I like to attack it very dimensionally, and I try and get realistic things into a model as quickly as possible. It ends up being, and I build large half-inch scale models. I start with a lot of research and then come up with some building blocks in model form. We'll generally talk through a few big kind of gestural ideas. We start in the court, the Duke's court. It's a mean but rich, cold place. But it needs to be a place of wealth and a place of prestige and a place of power. We move from there into the forest, which is freeing and open and not bound by the restrictions of the court. But that is a place that is not inviting. It's cold and it has weather and it forces people to band together, and it's that brings the life of the play together. And then in our third act, we move into spring, and the forest comes to life. It's full of revelry and dance and music, human expression. There was quite a few challenges in building this set. I think for me, I have a really hard time with the representation of nature on stage because it can never be real. I think we've tried to balance it a little bit in terms of having some elements that feel very real. Like I think the trees that we've built, we've tried to make as sort of realistic as possible. But then when there's snow on the forest, it's squares of carpet. And when there's grass in the forest in springtime, it's loose squares of carpet that draw attention to the fact that it's not real carpet. It's a sort of gestural idea about the floor covering in the woods. My favorite production element is probably the wall and the fireplace in Act 1 because it sets up a language that I think you're not expecting where it's going to go. And it's really that move out of the court that I think is really thrilling. I tend to always feel like modernizing Shakespeare and making it in a world that I can understand is kind of where I go to naturally. It's poetry and it's created hundreds of years ago, and now it exists in a canon that I think has been so worked and is now kind of flexible that I really try and find grounding in it in my own life. There's a character in the play, Sylvius, and he's madly in love with Phoebe, and she just does not love him. And you know, it's so easy to just think, oh my God, that happened to me 3 years ago, or whatever, you know. Bringing it into a contemporary viewpoint it's important to me. My experience at Two River Theater has been wonderful. I came here to see a show last year. I saw the Henry V, and it was wonderful. I'd never been to this space, and the facilities are really beautiful and really state-of-the-art, and people here are wonderful. And I remember thinking when I came to see a show, like, this seems like the kind of place where I would want to work. The staff here has been amazing. We really put the shop through a lot to get this show up. These naturalistic elements and some of this architecture, we've really challenged them in some ways that I think has paid off.